Okay, thanks. Right, good morning. So, essentially the premise of what we've tried to do at Rhos Market Garden is to establish a CSA scheme within our business. So we are a 5-acre intensive horticultural unit at 850 feet above sea level, which has its challenges. It's not in chapter 1 of where to put a market garden, but if we're serious about local food and if we're serious about food production, then we have to start thinking about utilising more land for other types of food production, getting away from the notion of sheep and cows. So we established the business 5 years ago with some rented land. In February 2008, we began conversion to organic production. We feel that organic food production is key, really, to a truly sustainable food system. 80% of our sales now go from within 4 miles of the holding, which we've established 2 market stalls. We sell from 2 market stalls twice a week, and we have a vegetable bag delivery scheme of 40 to 45 a week on the back of that, where we drop bags at collection points. We don't sort of do home delivery. And to give you an idea of the CSA, I have some voucher books. So we knew the importance of connecting with people. We knew that we needed to have people involved with the business. Growing food can be a very isolated existence. Lots of growers talk about how they feel isolated, and generally they're sort of away from big areas of population. So we knew that we needed people involved with the business, and we'd heard about CSAs. We'd done a lot of work with and sort of reading up on CSAs. We went to visit Stroud. To look at Stroud, it was a very good example of one there. But we knew that we didn't have the same demographics. And so we came up with this idea of a veg voucher. So these are the veg vouchers that we offer for sale to our customers. And essentially they can invest, it means they invest up front in the business. So they can write us a cheque for £200 or £400. And then every week they come to the store and they give us one of these vouchers, or they give us 2 of these vouchers, it depends, it's up to them. And that is hugely important for us. That means that we get 2 or 3 cheques in that come in for £400. That gives us a huge boost in terms of, particularly this time of year when the cash flow hemorrhage happens. It's hugely important to have to know that we actually have 22 people involved with this scheme who offer this extra level of support, so that we know that the business is kind of, we're guaranteed somewhere between about £5,500 is guaranteed to come into the business, and that gives us a huge lift. The things that we really wanted to make sure that it provided for us was, one, that it was the level of support, but also from our point of view it needed to be flexible. It needed to work for both the customers and for us. Some of the CSA schemes were quite rigid and involved people coming up to work on the holding and sort of have a sort of a physical input into the business. We also have that side to it too, but we didn't really want that to be the main thrust of it. We were growers. We felt that we wanted to be able to. We felt that we knew what we should be growing, and we just wanted to be a business. That's also, strange these days, but that's what we wanted to do. So we wanted to make sure that it would work for us in terms of what it would provide the business, but also in terms of making it attractive enough to enough people to want to use it, to sort of provide us with that extra level of support. So we found that the veg vouchers are really a great way of doing that, because if somebody doesn't make it to the veg store 1 week, it doesn't matter. They're still valid. They can just spend them periodically when they turn up, so that's fine. So it does actually work. It works really well for us, and it does give you that extra level. The relationship that you develop with those customers that come and that give you that extra level of support is really quite special. And when you begin to when you're at the store, our market stalls are quite sort of dynamic places. They're sort of almost a social hub. We've forgotten how important markets are in terms of the way we purchase our food. And when people see these bits of paper being handed over instead of £10 notes, it just gives, a little bit of mystery about the thing, and it gives people something to think, oh, what's going on there? It's just a nice way of taking money, or the money bit's done, the untidy, nasty bit's done. It's in the bank. We've forgotten that, and now we've just got these bits of paper, which are still currency, still valid. We've also found that within the local community, these are currency. We've got quite a lot of our hedges been laid, and we offer people these as currency. We get all our marketing help. There's a lady that does all our marketing for us and helps us with leaflets and bulletins and all those sorts of things. And we pay them with these. So they're valuable. They're valuable. We can get work done. And then scrolling through, you've probably seen a few people doing some work as well. We have what we call a weed squad who come and help us once a month on the first Tuesday of every month during the busy period. We have a gang of people that turn up, usually about a dozen people that turn up and help us with a big job. We give them coffee to start with, and then we go and sort of head out into the fields and we do a morning's work. And sometimes we'll give them lunch if we feel that the weather's right. And again, that helps us enormously. I don't know if I can sort of emphasise that enough, that if we've got a job, if something's got beyond us in terms of weed control or something like that, and we've got 12 people turning up one morning, the benefits of that are massive in terms of our morale, that we can hit a job and it's done, that will probably take me and Alice a week to do. We get it done in a morning, and then we get to meet people, we get people on holding. And it's a lady that, Rolly, one of the ladies that is actually a CSA member, she does all that organisation for us. She rings everybody up, she does all the ringing round and emailing people, telling people when it's going to happen. We try and keep it fairly regularly, like I said, the first Tuesday of the month, so that people know when to come. And Rolly does all of that. The potential that you can tap from people that are prepared to help you and to give you things for a small, 1 or 2 person operation business is massive. So it's hugely important for us, this CSA side of the business. So really, I think I've managed to get across the main advantages, but to sum up, it's the level of a secure income. That's the first point to make. As growers and producers, food producers on a small scale, having a certain amount of security in terms of knowing that you've sold this much produce is very important. We also have a certain amount of free labour, which, if you can keep it within the bounds of exploitation, then that's also very useful. And it really is about relationship. I think what we've learned from it the most is that people are prepared to go the extra half a yard to support your business and to provide you with help and money, and they value you being there. And that's huge when you're stood up to your knees in mud in the middle of winter, wondering what the hell you're doing, to realise that people actually want you there and are prepared to help you. That's a huge lift. So really, I think that's pretty much all I've got to say. If anybody wants to ask a question, I'm very happy to try and answer some more specific questions. I've got some leaflets on about how the CSA works. I've also got some more information on the fact that we're certified organic. We pay £500 a year for the privilege. That's every year. Some people don't realise that. Some people think that we pay £500 and that's it. No, it's every year we pay £500 to be organic. And so there's more information about why we do that here, and there's also some information on the business itself, and also about the CSA, which is here. So there you go. Thank you, sir.